Dude, you look really thirsty.
How did
you
you
run
know?
all the way here.
I
Here's
didn't
some
have
water.
any petrol. The car didn't want to start, so I had to run all the way here, but I made it in time. But thanks for the water.
Hey, Miles. Or should I call you the village guy? Thanks for meeting with me today. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks. It's a real pleasure sitting here in your studio. I feel quite honored to share the chair with the likes of Rashful Samai, Lanelle Kenneth. I mean, even the mayor was sitting here. So it's a real
Yeah,
pleasure.
so I came across your platform, The Village Guy. I watched a few interviews and I saw your movers and shakers posts on Facebook, and it seems like you're doing a really good job. But before we get to the Village Guy, tell me a bit about Miles. I mean, who is Miles Monag?
Yeah, thanks. So Miles has lived in Paul all his life, from nursery school all the way through to matric. I attended boys' primary, I went to boys' high school, and then thereafter I went to study law. I graduated, and now I work for a fishing company, and I look after the environmental and sustainability responsibilities of the company.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. You actually have a job. I thought you do this full time. So are we married? Do we have kids? I mean,
Yes, I'm married. I've got two kids and a dog, and the dog's name is Max. Yeah,
so let's get to the village guy. Where and why did you come up with the concept? And where did you get the name? Just give me some explanation about it.
Yeah, well, I was always amazed about the people in Paul and the amount of talent and amazing people in Paul. And I always wanted to use these stories as inspiration for the youth in Paul. So 2 years ago, I started writing down all the names of the people who stood out and who were excelling at what they do. And the list just kept growing, growing, and growing. So I decided to create a platform where these people could tell their story and their journey in fulfilling their dreams. And of course, with everybody's dreams and journey, there's a lesson to be learned. And I thought kids would be inspired by these stories. The name was something I battled very long with it. I was looking for the perfect name. And one day I was buying outside all alone, and I just thought of a name, and I thought Paul's a village. I'm a guy the last time I checked, and yeah, that's where the name came
So
from.
where do you find all these people? I mean, where do you find the time if you have a time and you also have a job?
Well, I research most of the people. I follow them on social media. And I also get a lot of referrals with people, which is pretty amazing. I found that if you use these guys and follow the movers and shakers, those are the people that follow the other movers and shakers. And I also found that with the time, sometimes it is challenging, but I did realize that when you find your passion and your purpose, you make the time. I always thought 24 hours was very long, but once I started this, 24 hours are too short. And because there's so much I want to do, but I find the time because I enjoy what I'm doing.
Do you make any money from this platform?
No, nothing, nada, not rand, not cents. This is purely a passion project, and the end goal is to build an inspired community. So at this stage,
So
I'm
what's
still
the
planning.
5 year plan? I mean,
5 year plan? The 5 year plan is, of course, to interview as many movers and shakers in Paul. So far, I counted at the beginning of the year, I probably showcased about over 300 people I put on the platform, interviews and posts. And I can't keep up because the more people I interview, people are referring. And I mean, Paul's keeping me really, really busy. I started my list with 50, and I mean, I'm moving over to 400. And I think in the next 5 years, I want to interview as many movers and shakers of Paul as possible. And the plan is probably just to inspire kids and build an inspired community.
well, Miles, thanks so much for doing Paul, what you're doing for in the Paul community. I think if I look at your messages and the people on your posts, you're really doing something special. And keep it up. I'm sure by what you're doing, and people that are watching this will be inspired. And you are building an inspired community. So thanks so much for coming to chat to me.
No, thanks for having me, and you also keep up the good working. Thanks. Goodbye.